Hello, everybody. I hope you guys have had an amazing morning. Like Matt said, I am a channel kindness reporter for Lady Gaga's Born This Way Foundation, and I am currently an intern for Born This Way Foundation, but I'll tell you a little bit how I got involved and how being a channel kindness reporter and storytelling has really helped my advocacy work and also self-care and self-love. So in December of 2017, I was sitting on my grandparents' couch in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I got an email from Maya Smith, who's the executive director of Born This Way Foundation, and she said the subject title was, "Congratulations and welcome to Channel Kindness." Now, I heard about Channel Kindness through a Facebook ad, and it was all about promoting kindness and bravery and youth empowerment, and I knew that that was something that I wanted to get involved with. So I was fortunate enough to accept the position. I knew all of the amazing work Lady Gaga has done with her organization, and I was just so honored to be accepted and be a part of this program. So I accepted this position my junior year of high school, and junior year is oftentimes when people think of the year that counts for high school. That's the time when college admissions officers really pay attention to your grades, they say. That's when people are scrambling last minute to really boost up their resume by adding so many extracurricular activities and all these leadership roles and everything that they think they need to be a standout. Now, this is obviously a really stressful time for some high schoolers because this constant idea of what junior year means is also kind of a way of telling some people that you're not good enough. Now, obviously, we know that's not the case, but just what everyone has told us about junior year and how much it's important, that's oftentimes something that we internalize, and I was one of those people to do that. I was so fixated on this one certain idea of what I needed to stand out, to be special, whether that came to my grades or the people that I needed to impress, to the things I thought I needed to be a part of to somehow validate myself. And if I didn't make that, even if it was by a little bit, if I didn't make my mark, that was just another way to myself of feeling like I wasn't good enough and I somehow needed to be more. And that really took a toll on my mental health and also, frankly, my performance in school as well and my attitude in school. I've always been a very motivated, driven student, but because I was so fixated on this one idea and of me just constantly feeling like I wasn't good enough, I wasn't getting the validation I thought I needed, that there would be times where I would ask to use the bathroom, then I'd skip class. I wouldn't do any of my work. I wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping very well. I stopped getting involved in things that made me happy, and every day wasn't complete without a crying session, oftentimes I couldn't necessarily ascribe a meaning to. There's a quote I wrote in my journal, and it said, "I just wish I can go to a place where I'm happy. I'm not happy at all." And oftentimes, this might seem like normal teenage angst. They always say that high schoolers are moody, they're going through growing pains, they're kind of these awkward, uncomfortable times. But it was just, I wasn't feeling like myself, and it was so different from how people usually see me and how I saw myself that I really knew that something was wrong and that I probably needed to seek some extra help. So after I failed my driver's test, this is when I really had my mental health crisis, and I remember specifically I was an actual wreck in the car, just not feeling like myself, just going through a lot. And I remember my dad took me to Ruth's Chris, and I was, it was just like an emotional wreck in the restaurant. And I remember I told my dad, and I was like, I think that I need help, Dad. And I remember he looked at me and he said, Perri, I'm gonna help you, and I'm not gonna stop until you get better. So I say that because this was the first time I was really open and honest with myself and about how I was. And I am so blessed to have such amazing, supportive, loving, caring family that have been with me since day one, who've really helped me and who've really just wanted what was best for me and to me to start feeling like myself again, and to really get to the place where I used to be, where I was happy. So I started going to therapy. I have now developed such an incredible relationship with my therapist, Maureen, who I talk to like once a week. And then during my healing process, this is when I really started getting more and more into my work with Channel Kindness. And the mission statement for Channel Kindness is to inspire kindness and bravery in your communities, as well as youth empowerment. So just being immersed in stories that promote such positivity was something that not only inspired others, but really inspired myself and the things to look forward to as well. So I realized that through writing articles and creating podcasts and creating videos and just kind of expressing my creative side, I really started to find happiness and things to look forward to in this world. In the political climate that we're living in right now, it's oftentimes really hard finding news that's like positive or happy. It's obviously quite depressing. So just creating stories and really showcasing the amazing work that people are doing on a daily basis really, really, I think, not only helped others, but helped myself as well. So some of the stories that I've created with Channel Kindness, I wrote an article about the now Tony-nominated Broadway musical, The Prom. And I interviewed the lead actress, Caitlin Kinnunen, who is also a Tony-nominated actress right now. So I was basically talking about the impact that musical will bring, especially to people in the LGBTQ+ community, and just promoting inclusion and kindness. I covered a story on the 2018 Global Citizen Festival and what that means to today's era of youth activism. I wrote an article detailing my experience experience with depression and in my diagnosis. And it was obviously incredibly personal, but I knew that I wanted to show that there is nothing wrong with me. There's nothing to be ashamed about. And there's obviously sometimes people think that being open and honest with your depression or anxiety or anything else you're dealing with is a sign of weakness. No, that is not true. It is a sign of strength. And I knew that I wanted to write about it, and especially highlighting being an African American girl, because oftentimes discussions concerning mental health aren't always widely talked about in the African American community. So I really want to do something about that. And then also I created a video about Spectrum, which is my school's LGBTQIA plus awareness club. And there is actually a short video clip that I have of it, so I'll let you guys see it.
Hi, my name is Kaya Harris, and I'm co-president of Spectrum.
Hi, my name is Maddie Sitt, and I am a co-president of Spectrum here at MBS.
Our first goal is to improve the MBS's policies to make them more inclusive of everyone.
Raise awareness of the LGBTQ plus community that exists at MBS and also in the world in general.
We also want to familiarize students with LGBTQ plus people and what we do and our issues. And ultimately, we want to create a safe space for LGBTQ plus students and our allies to talk about our issues and things that are important to us.
Yeah, so that was a short clip of that video. Also, during my healing process, I really started diving into my advocacy work. As president of my school social justice committee, we've been working for over a year to improve mental health services, and I am so happy to say that this year it is now required for all teachers to become certified in youth mental health first aid. And in the future, I would just really like to dive more into my work pertaining to mental health awareness in communities of color. So I'm going to end right now, but the things that I think we all need in this world are self-love, self-care, and channeling kindness, because with these three things, that has really helped me promote happiness in my life. So thank you very much.
Thank you.